Good evening, my friend. Welcome to WDW Radio Live's virtual holiday Christmas party. I am Lou Mangello. Thank you so much for joining me, for joining us around the virtual, there's no fireplace, but metaphorically speaking, the virtual fireplace. If you're watching live, thank you for being here. I know it is a very busy time of the week and of the year, but hopefully you're in your warmest Christmas pajamas with a hot cocoa or a hot toddy or a hot something with you. And if you're watching on the replay, don't forget to join us here every Wednesday night. And please do me a favor, tag and invite a friend to watch along with us, because tonight the show is all about you. The podcast is the heart of what I do, but man, I love the live so much because I love this real-time interaction that we have. And normally it's me sharing, stuff about the week or the podcast or what's new in news in Disney World. But tonight I want it to really be about you as we celebrate the holidays, and I have a bunch of questions for you that we can discuss about Disney and the holidays, but just about some of your holiday favorites and traditions as well. If you are watching for the very first time, please let me know where you're watching from. Thank you for being here. And what is your favorite? Well, I'll save this question for when we all chat. I am still recovering in the best possible way from our WDW Radio Nat Geo, speaking of Christmas, Danube Christmas Market River Cruise. Spoiler alert, it was even better than I was led to believe it would be. I see why people fall in love with river cruises, fall in love with the Christmas markets. It was a remarkable experience. I look forward to sharing it on the podcast, and I've got tons of video and photos that I'm going to share. And I know it's just a hectic week this week, so I'm going to hold off until the holidays are over before I share any and all of that. But it's just been part of a lot of what I've been able to do for and about Christmas and the season. This week's show is Seasons. I think it's the worst dad joke ever, isn't it? Season greetings, whatever. It's fine. I thought it was funny when I wrote it. Anyway, seasons greetings, 10 reasons to take a very merry time cruise. I just got off with some friends off the Disney Dream right before our visit to the Nat Geo River Cruise. And I'm joined by long time friends. Really, I get this question all the time and I don't understand it. Like, Lou, why would you promote, I think sometimes you have to take it from who asked the question. Like, why would you promote other people in the Disney community? I'm like, well, because I like them and they do good stuff. And I've known Jeff and Denise for a long time, and they are good people doing good stuff. We have a really fun conversation, not just about the Very Merry Time Cruise and the Disney Dream and some of the things that go on there, but how and why getting there is half the fun, because I've got two words for you, and they are bright line, which I know is one word, but it doesn't matter because I really enjoyed it. Yes, Jeff C. I almost did that as well. It's C's and greetings, although I used to call Jeff C. Jeff Shea. I don't even know. I was pronouncing your last name wrong for probably years, but it doesn't matter. Merry Christmas from Monticello, Illinois, from Warren, Michigan, where I have to imagine it's a little bit chillier up there. Jeff is making me a boathouse Christmas old fashioned, which does not sound like the worst thing right now. Yes, Lisa Dodo Glasser, it was amazing. I've been going through my photos a little bit as I'm getting ready, and I find myself smiling, thinking back not just to the different types of food that we had, but the memories that we created and the friends that we made along the way. And if you weren't able to join us on our first WDW River Cruise, I'm calling it the first for a reason, because you are not the first to pass this way, nor shall you be the last. We are already in talks. I'm sure Becky Mankin is in here somewhere. We are already in. If she's in here, if she's not in here, it's fine. I'm going to spill the beans anyway. We are already in discussions. They're not heated negotiations. They're very fun conversations about our next river cruise. I'm not saying summer on the Seine in France, but I'm also not saying summer on the Seine in France with maybe a stopover in Disneyland Paris. It's fine. It's coming. It's what we're working on. And Becky and I saw something the other day, and I messaged it to Becky because my little eyes bugged out of my head. Listen, I'm not saying, I am saying that there are river cruises on the Nile to Egypt, but there's river cruises on the Nile to Egypt through AMA waterways. And yeah, it's funny how you can see something once. They say you can't, they say there's no such thing at love at first sight, but when I saw an AMA waterways cruise to Egypt on the Nile, it may have been love at first sight. It may have been the closest thing that I've ever had to that actual feeling. That the first time I saw the boathouse, it doesn't matter. It's fine. But there's Becky isn't here. Brightline is the best, and yes, I'm Mouse and Travel Advisor can and should and will book it for you. So Daniel is from Lumberton, New Jersey, which sounds like it's South Jersey, which also sounds like it's Eagle territory. We're treading on dangerous waters. I'm going to move on from. I'm a Giants fan. I can't help it. Let me catch up. Yeah. So Lori Oliveri, how much fun did we have? How much fun did we have on our Christmas market river cruise? I know you all told me I would love it. You all told me it would blow away expectations, and it absolutely did, even more. And excuse me, Sue Passauer, whose name, by the way, I saw, not Sue's name, but the Passauer name in Passau, Germany, more than once. I'm like, wow, Sue's a big deal, like worldwide. More love than a slider of the boathouse. It's close. It's close. Speaking of the boathouse, no longer with the boathouse, but making his own way and fans and flavors in friends over in the great state of Texas, Chef Bob. Chef Bob, in 2024, you and I need to work together. We need to come together and find out how I can come and see you, experience all that you have to offer in your new Italian restaurant, and we'll do like a live broadcast or something from there. I'm looking for a way, a reason, an excuse, like a speaking engagement, something that will bring me back down to Texas in 2024 so we can make it happen. Lori says, yes, so much fun, a lot of learning, a lot of eating. It was basically nonstop, which for me makes an incredible vacation, an incredible cruise, no matter what. River cruising, very different than ocean cruising. We're going to talk a lot about that when we do our recap show. But if you've never done it before, I am really excited to share our overall review with it. Sue says, I don't want to brag, but I sort of own the town of Passau, Germany, which I'll tell you, Sue, we had sort of work to get there, right? The rivers were high. We weren't able to sort of go under some of the bridges. We had to sort of bust there. The Christmas markets in Passau, they might have been my favorite Christmas market. Of all the beautiful, spectacular, and oh so very delicious Christmas markets we visited, Passau might have been my favorite. I loved where it was in front of the church. I loved the crafts that they had there. I think I bought more stuff there. WDW Nation, get ready. If you're a platinum member, your box is going out this week. Spoiler alert, it's stuff from our river cruise. Literally, I'm bringing you back items from around the world. Like, I was so excited to go shopping for you. I forgot to get stuff for my kids, but that's fine. But I made sure I got stuff for members of the Nation family, and I really, really like the stuff in Passau, and including but not limited to the sausage. But if I'm not sending you sausage if you're a part of the Nation. So again, I am looking for credit for talking you into it. No, I'm not letting this go. Becky, I think that you've pretty much established. I think Becky has established that she told me, if you're looking here, can I write this somewhere? Becky told me to go on the Christmas market, and I enjoyed are we finally done with giving the credit where it's due? Because there you go. Matthew Woolley, ooh is the appropriate word. That's exactly how I felt visiting all the Christmas markets and trying all of the different sausages. But I still, if you go to my Instagram, I have a highlight there with all of the stories that I shared, giving you a very sort of quick triptych synopsis of what we did and where. But I have a lot more to share once the holidays are over. Angela, I'm not even saying that out loud. I understand why you need to suck up, but I am not saying that out loud. Darren Meemkin, nice to see you as well. Anyway, enough about me. Enough about our recent adventures and upcoming adventures, which I am really looking forward to, because we are right in the midst of the holiday season. I appreciate so many of you taking time out of baking, cooking, decorating, getting the house ready, scrambling to Target or to Amazon or however and wherever you are trying to find your gifts. I had to run to Walgreens today, and I'm already starting to see the panic shopping happening. Like, I'm seeing like dudes running up to like the last minute gift section, like frantically looking. I'm like, oh, this guy has an office party tonight and he's woefully unprepared for the white elephant exchange. Thank you, Walgreens, for saving us all. But, before I even move any forward, speaking of thanks and presents, like, this is just a small, like, sampling of some of the Christmas cards that you sent me. Thank you. I wish I could, like, write back to every single one of you individually. So many of you took so much time and wrote such nice, like, incredibly moving and humbling words in your cards, and I'm just grateful to have been on your Christmas card list. So thank you. Like, this is what community and family is all about. It's what we have here, and it's what I love about this time of year. So I want to make tonight, I want to really make it all about you, and I want to talk about some of the things that you do and you enjoy, and some of the traditions that you celebrate and honor during the Christmas time of year. But this is WDW Radio, right? So let's sort of mix in a little bit of Disney to kick things off. And so, do you have any sort of Disney themed traditions for the holidays? Is there something that you do that somehow involves your love and passion and fandom of Disney into your holiday traditions, whether you go to the parks during the holidays or something that you do at home? I know for a lot of folks, my family included, we have a lot of Disney themed ornaments. For years, we would always try and get a new ornament every year. And I think that sort of unofficially still happens, whether we go out and buy one or whether we are gifted one. Beth says, watching Muppet Christmas Carol. I agree. Watching Muppet Christmas Carol over and over and over. It's over the last probably 3 to 4 years, Muppet Christmas Carol has really sort of leapfrogged possibly to my favorite Christmas movie of the year. Elf is way up there, and I certainly love the classics. It's a Wonderful Life will bring tears to my eyes every single time, but there's a nostalgic sweetness and innocence and wonderful sense of humor that Muppet Christmas Carol brings, and I really enjoy. When we were on the cruise, I think I talked about how it was playing up on Funnel Vision one night, and I could have just sat there all night long and watched it with my multiple plates of chicken tenders. A lot of folks talking about Disney ornaments. Christine gets ornaments every year going back to 2008. Mary Wells has a 9 for tree with all Disney ornaments. We always get one on every trip. I think that's a great, sort of easy tradition to uphold. Even if you go in the middle of the summer, you could always go to the 365 days of Christmas and bring back a Christmas ornament. We watch the Disney Jim Carrey Christmas Carol first and hang all of our ornaments from the parks. Mike has a separate Disney tree this year. I saw all the like Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, like the really cool Hallmark ornaments that came out this year, and the tree top, like the Haunted Mansion ornaments and tree toppers. I'm like, man, if I had a bigger tree or if I had more room to add more ornaments or a second tree, that would be really cool. The WDW Ornament Exchange, I'm not sure if Shannon the Elf, who none of this happens, by the way, without, I think we had, if Shannon's in here, what did we have? Did we have like 300 people participate in the ornament exchanges here? I think this was like far and away our biggest ornament exchange yet. So I love seeing strangers become friends, and being so generous, not just in the sense of money that is spent, but hand making ornaments, writing cards, adding something in a little special, a little extra, something personal. Like that's what it is all about. It really it sort of warms my heart, and I have seen from people, some of whom might be in my own house, literally crying at the words that were put into some of the cards. Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas is an absolute treasure, and it because I have vivid nostalgic memories of watching that and singing that with my brother. There's a good chance if I put it on, there's a good chance I would probably cry. Clearly, I'm going through some sort of weird emotional thing. Elizabeth has not one, not two, not three, but five Christmas trees. One Mickey, one Princess, one Tinkerbell, and I'm assuming the other two are just random. Sue says, I got the coolest ornament in the ornament exchange. It was awesome. What was it? If you're going to say you got the coolest, you have to say exactly what it is. There she is. Shannon King, we were just giving you all the credit that is due for all the work that you do to organize the ornament exchange, but I'm not sure if you realize the joy and the positivity and the happiness that you not just radiate, but you bring to so many. How many people participated, Shannon, in this year's ornament exchange? Like you touch every one of those people, and there's this ripple effect, right? Because you reach them, they connect with each other, they bring happiness to each other, and I think that is consciously or subconsciously paid forward. So it's a simple thing like an ornament exchange that I think means so much. And there's that wonderful surprise of getting your ornament in the mail and seeing who it's from. Just such a great idea, and like huge thanks to you, Shannon the elf, because you do the ornament exchange every year. We do the magic mail letter exchange, right? We do two. Do we do two, three? 2 or 3 a year. 315 people. That is crazy. That is crazy, Shannon, right? 315 people, and oftentimes their families that are touched by this wonderful gesture and this wonderful family and community. Karen says she's been doing it for 5. Mary Wells is working on 120 Christmas cards. I feel guilty that I can't send out one Christmas card, and now I feel the Catholic guilt is kicking in because you send out 120. But yeah, thank you again, Shannon, the elf. So, all right, next question. As long as we're talking about Disney, let's go from the traditions you have at home to maybe the Disney parks. What Disney park? And while not just, I won't even limit it to Walt Disney World. What Disney park anywhere around the world do you think has the best holiday decorations? Which one for you has your favorite, the best holiday decorations? Because for you, I'm gonna riff while I wait for your answers because there's a delay. Jim Rohoski, the Catholic guilt is so real, you have no idea. Some of you that know me well, you know that my Catholic guilt is like it's like a Space Mountain roller coaster. It's in the dark and it's whatever. So which Disney park has the best holiday decorations? For years I would have said Magic Kingdom, but I think my answer now is Disney's Hollywood Studios. I love the vintage look and the feel. I love the music that plays in the background. I love being in that Echo Lake area and those sort of blown plastic vintage spheres or sort of discs that look like they're from the 30s and the 40s and the 50s that remind me of, for some reason, going to my grandmother's as a kid. By the way, who got today's newsletter? Who got today's WDW newsletter? Raise your hand. Show me in the comments if you got the newsletter. Wait, let's see if I can make those gestures happen. Wait, did you get your newsletter today? No, I didn't mean to do that. I just meant to do a regular thumbs up. Well, whatever. I posted an embarrassing picture of myself from 1974 at my grandmother's house with Santa Claus, but that's sort of what that's what it reminds me of. That's what Disney's Hollywood Studios reminds me of. And we've talked about Jollywood Nights and how much I enjoyed that event that is still obviously finding its way and finding its legs, and I think is hopefully going to come back next year bigger and better than ever. Heather, great answer. Cars Land at DCA is very much the cutest. I got that as well in terms of theming a land around the holidays and sort of keeping it very much in alignment with the look and the feel and the vibe and the story that's being told in that land. That's a great answer. Looks like we need to go to Disneyland for the holidays so you can see where it really is the best. So Becky Menken throwing down the Disneyland. I think I've been there. Have I been to Disneyland? No, I haven't. Have I? I haven't. Not yet. I haven't. Not yet. Jennifer Subko says, Main Street will forever be my favorite for Christmas decor, although I do love Hollywood Studios as well. Okay, so I just love, listen, Jennifer, I think it's okay to love them all. I think that's a good and sometimes appropriate answer. Diane says Wilderness Lodge. I think as far as resorts go, I'm with you. I think resort-wise, Wilderness Lodge is my favorite. I think it feels like Christmas, even if it's warm outside. The giant fireplace. I love the theming of the tree and the decor throughout the lodge and the music. And then you go upstairs and you sit up on that third level by the fireplace, sort of looking down into the lobby. I say every year, I'm like, I'm going to go work there one day. And I never do because it's so far and pants. Lisa says, yeah, Echo Lake is your favorite. Okay, let's go back home again. So you're home for the holidays because you can't get to Disney World, and you've set this beautiful table with all of your favorite holiday eats and treats, and there is an empty seat at that table. If you could spend the holidays with one Disney character, who would it be and why? What Disney character would you invite to spend Christmas, Hanukkah, the holidays with you and come to sit at your dinner and or snack and or kiddie table, which I sat at for years. Till I was about 31, I sat at the kiddie table. What Disney character would you have over as why? And you can define Disney however you want. It could be Disney, it could be Marvel, it could be Star Wars. Emily Anna says, do you count? Aw, that's like the sweetest answer, the sweetest question in the whole wide world. Yes, of course I would count. I'd love to spend Chris. I wish we could all do that. I wish we could sort of have, Becky, we should do this one year. Just have like a big Christmas party. And anybody it won't be on Christmas, but have like a Christmas party and do like a Christmas dinner. All right, let's see some of the answers because I'm really super, super curious. Karen says, Mickey, the love of my life. Is Thor a Disney character asking for a friend? You're making it weird, but yes. Sue says Stitch. It would make the meal interesting, probably a little messy. Elizabeth says Snow White because she makes pie. Darren doesn't eat pie. I never have pie. Pluto, Mickey, Mr. Toad seems like the most fun. Allison says Walt. Groot. Jack, Groot's a good answer, but not a great conversationalist, which would probably avoid some of the holiday arguments. Victor Miller, the Rocketeer. Well played, my friend. Well played. Let's see. A lot of Mickey's, Jiminy Cricket, who probably wouldn't eat very much. Peter Pan, Forever a Childlike Magic. Scrooge McDuck. Lisa's inviting Scrooge McDuck because she knows he's going to bring a good and or expensive gift. Baymax, as long as he doesn't tell me I'm eating too much. Tigger. Matthew says Lincoln would say, I love Lincoln. Lincoln's my man. Tony Stark. And I would go with either Genie or Jiminy. Madame Leota, her head floats so she doesn't need a chair. Mark is thinking practical as opposed to conversation or who might enjoy it most. A lot of Mickey Mouses, a lot of Walt Disneys. I like that as well. Carl Fredrickson, he reminds me of my uncle, who's no longer with us. Aw, Cindy. Merida, my cat would love to meet the person she's named after. Tom Free says Clarabelle, she could ring her bell. I don't know if I would trust Snow White's apple pie. Judy Hopps, love the positivity, breaking into the family drama. So, Christine, I think that's a great answer, right? Because you know the dynamic of your family and what the holidays sometimes end up being. You know that, maybe Uncle so-and-so starts hitting the sherry a little bit too much, a little bit too mulled wine for Aunt Edna, and you need somebody to sort of keep the positivity and keep it rolling. So I dig that answer as well. Let's see. Star-Lord would be fun too. Jack Skellington. Let's say you weren't at home. Let's say you were in Disney for the holidays. And I can guarantee you, thanks to our friends over at Mouse Fan Travel, who can't guarantee you, but we're just doing this for fun. You can get a reservation at any restaurant in Walt Disney World. If you could have one holiday meal at any Disney restaurant on property, what would it be? Now, again, you're not limited to Walt Disney World. You can go to Disneyland. You can go overseas. I will count Aulani as well. And if you want to bump over to Disney Cruise Line, that works too. Where in Disney would you like to have a holiday meal? It's on Becky, and she's going to make the reservation for you. So if that incentivizes you or changes your answer at all, you can use that for a little bit of inspiration as well. Victoria and Albert. See, now that they know Becky's paying, you're going to see that the answers are going to change. Deborah's going to say Club 33, which I know Becky can make happen. Liberty Tree. Jerry, I think Liberty Tree is a great answer. Tom Free says Space 220. Look at Tom going to space for the holidays. Yes, Stacy, DCL means you could eat at Remy. There's a method to my madness. Because I thought the same thing. I'm like, little Remy for Christmas would not be the worst thing in the world. Hollywood Brown Derby. Cape May Cafe, says Beth Strickland. Whispering Canyon. Jessica digs the unlimited skillets. Jessica's going for like efficacy of the meal. Like just keep bringing the skillets and the cornbread. Liberty Tree. Look at Mark going simple again. Steakhouse 71, burger and chocolate cake. Allison says we ate at the Diamond Horseshoe. I would choose that again for sure. Allison, I am super intrigued because I have not been to the Diamond Horseshoe in ages. So the fact that you would go back there again is interesting. Would Geyser Point be a wrong answer? No, it would be wrong not to say Geyser Point, Brett Bowen. I think Geyser Point is a great answer. Dan Boyle says Hollywood and Vine, not necessarily for the food, but to see Mickey and Friends in their Christmas best, which, by the way, I have to say, I'm not a character guy. I'm not a merch guy. You know I'm not a sweets guy, but I partook in all of those things on the Disney Dream, and I loved seeing the Disney characters in their holiday best. Go check out my Instagram stories because there's a quick couple of videos of like, I think it was Chip and then Daisy Duck just being super sassy in her Christmas best to some appropriate or not so appropriate movie. Darren, 1923. Awesome answer. Awesome answer. 50s prime time. Diamond Horseshoe. Another Diamond Horseshoe. Sci-Fi Dine-In for their burgers. I have to go back to a lot of these places. Kevin Shea says Sanaa for the bread service, the animals. I'm assuming the animals on the savannah, not the animals on your plate, is the angle you were going for. Via Napoli. I think there's nothing wrong with a boathouse in there. I think you could even go a little international flavor and throw a little Shiki Sai on. I ate there a couple weeks ago. God, I love Shiki Sai a lot. Vero Mike says, by the looks of your room, I'd say you're a merch guy. I'm more of a sentimental guy, Mike, than I am a merch guy. This is actually a trimmed down version, but most of these things have they all have sort of some significance for me. Some more nostalgic than others. Louis Rainbow says, bring back the electric umbrella, which Becky would like because that's a cheap meal. So, Cassie Tucker says, I jumped into this live with no context, but Steakhouse 71. She's so committed to Steakhouse 71, it literally doesn't matter what we're talking about. The question, Cassie, was where would you have your holiday meal if you were not to have it at home, but instead somewhere at Disney? And I said anywhere at Disney. A Disney park, a Disney cruise, Tokyo Disney Sea, Aulani, and you go with Steakhouse 71, which is also not a bad answer. There is something to be said for the burgers there, as we know. Cindy says Takumi Tay is sadly no longer. Why is sad? Why, did something happen to Takumi Tay that I don't know about? Why is Takumi Tay no longer an option? It's always Takumi Tay is always an option. Jennifer will see your Steakhouse 71 and then raise you steakhouse to go in our room. Wait a minute. Steakhouse 71 in my jammies on the bed. That's also not a bad option as well. I sort of dig that too. I might even take that over Victoria and Albert's, because Victoria and Albert's is a wonderful experience, but that's like a solid 6 hours and it's a lot of food. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm not a sweets guy unless you put sweets in front of me, because I don't want to be rude, Becky. It's rude. I was literally worried about offending the entire country of Austria and Hungary and the Czech Republic and the Germanic people by not eating the sweets while I was there. So I really ate it more for diplomatic relations than my own personal enjoyment. It helps if I open up the lid. I haven't been to Flying Fish in years, but I have friends who swear up and down by just how good Steakhouse 71 is. So I need to go with Lou at the Boathouse. Of course, Tristan, that's a wonderful answer, and I appreciate that. Stephen Williams, my friend, it's good to see you, brother. I hope you are doing well. So let me see. Let me quickly go back. Storytellers at Grand Californian, also very nice. Shannon King, there's a shirt. I ate for diplomatic relations. I'm a giver, Shannon. I'm a giver in every sense of the word, and it certainly it's for that purpose as well. So, all right, let's go from our discussions of the holidays at Disney, because I really want to hear and I want to sort of know more about you, because I think the holidays for me, because we're friends, right? I'm uncomfortable sometimes receiving. I'm uncomfortable receiving help. I'm uncomfortable receiving. Those of you who know me very well, I know you're shaking your head. I'm very uncomfortable sometimes receiving help, even when it's offered to me. Also sometimes uncomfortable receiving gifts. I really do prefer. It gives me more joy to give than it does to receive. That's what the holidays are about for me, is seeing the joy that I'm able to give by doing things for other people, whether it is paying for the person behind me at Dunkin' this morning, which brought me joy. I didn't know that person. He had a lot of donuts. I picked the wrong, 5 more minutes. I could have saved myself $18, but I was like, who orders $18 worth of donuts? She was by herself. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But I love being able to give, and I love the memories that we are able to create during the holidays. So I want to know for you, what is what is maybe a long time or unique or important holiday tradition for you or your family that either you've started or you've carried on? When did it start? Why is it meaningful? What makes it unique? I think we could talk about things that a lot of us might be able to or sometimes do around the holidays, but is there something that you do that you think is unique or is special to you for one reason or another? And Darren, I agree with you. I think that this whole family is about giving. I think the ornament exchange is indicative of that, especially when I see photos in the clubhouse of people sharing the ornaments that they've received. And it's not just the ornament. It's a card. It's a little gift. It's a piece of candy. It's a note. It's something that the person who is giving realized would be meaningful to the person who they've never met before and is going to be receiving that. And that's, you're right. I think you're 100% right. Becky says, stockings on Christmas mornings. My dad is to blame for that. My Nana's spaghetti and meatballs during the 5-course meal on Christmas Participate in Operation Christmas Child. Scott, I don't know what that is. What is? I'm very curious. What is Operation Christmas Child? Betsy says candlelight processional is huge for me. Beth has our opening breakfast, or sorry, a Christmas breakfast after opening gifts: scrambled eggs, country ham, and biscuits with orange marble. That's a nice way to start off a Christmas morning. Chinese dinner on Christmas Eve since I was 2 years. I love it. I love it because we see like in movies, people going for China. For a lot of people, Chinese food on Christmas Eve is like it is a thing. Um, Karen makes her pork pies on Christmas Eve. We always have a meal at Disney's Vero Resort, which is why he's Vero Mike's. Diane, because your name and my name ends in a vowel, I understand the Feast of the Seven Fishes. I had to spend, it took me like 3 weeks and like a PowerPoint presentation to explain to Becky what the Feast of the Seven Fishes is. She's like, I don't get it. What do you mean you have to have seven fishes? Why seven? Why is it seven? What do you? But I mean, she still doesn't get it probably. But I understand the seven fishes. But what we do too. So we do the seven. So a lot of Italian families will not eat meat. Right? It goes back to the very, very old custom of like during Lent not eating meat on Fridays. Well, on Christmas you don't eat meat on Christmas Eve. You have a feast of the seven fishes. There's meaning and significance behind all of it. What we do is we eat throughout the night. We used to wait until midnight. Santa came at midnight, so the kids would go to sleep. Santa would ring his bells. I want to cry. Santa would ring the bells and come at midnight. Everybody would open up the presents. And when we were kids, and there was like 25 of us at my grandmother's house, opening presents could take a couple hours. So it's 2:00 in the morning, right? You're hyped up because you got all. And then my grandmother and then my aunt and then my mother, and now we do it at my house. We make sausage. We go out, we put it on the grill. An Italian sausage is not like some of the Italian sausage. There's the regular sort of like fat links, but there's also like thin sausage that comes like in a pinwheel. It's like a big pinwheel of sausage. You go out, you put it on the grill, you toast some Italian bread. Oh, God, it's so good. Like, it is one of our favorite Christmas traditions is Feast of the Seven Fishes, sausage after midnight, because it's after midnight, and then technically it's Christmas Day. And today, I found an Italian pork store in Orlando, and they had a little pinwheel. That's probably more information than I needed, Lou. It doesn't matter. I was getting very excited. Carlos is hosting Christmas, took over from Mom 13 years ago. She was getting too old to cook for 20. At 89, she's still here to enjoy it. That's beautiful, Carlos. I love it. It's difficult. I'm sure many of you can appreciate. It's difficult when that transition happens, though, whether it's by age, whether it's by someone passing, and you go from being the child to being the adult, to being the patriarch or the matriarch of a family, and all of a sudden, the customs, the traditions, the cooking, the hosting, the gifting, a lot of those things are now your responsibility. And my feeling has always been like, and now as a parent, you hope that the traditions that you hold so dear. Sorry. You hope that the traditions that you hold so dear are carried. Wow. Somebody is chopping onions. You hope that those traditions are carried on by those who will follow in your footsteps. And hopefully I'm making my parents proud, not by crying on camera, but by talking about those traditions which may have seemed silly when I was a kid and now are like the most important thing in the world to me, that I am somewhat of an adult. Amanda says she bakes her grandmother's ginger snaps every year. It brings back all the memories that I have baking with her, right? It's not about the cookies. It's about the act of baking with her, right? It's that thing that you're able to remember. Like when Christmas comes and the cooking starts happening in my house, and all of a sudden you get that smell that like sparks that memory. And sometimes I'll be flooded back with things I haven't thought of in literal decades of being at my grandmother's house or watching my mother like make meatballs, or that pot of sauce that would like simmer all day long, or making the clam sauce and like slicing the garlic. All those little things. Our olfactory senses are the ones that are most closely associated with and igniters of the spark of memory, right? We talk about core memories, right? Smells are the ones that are most associated. We think it's sometimes music. We think it's the visuals, and it's not. It's those smells. And I think especially around the holidays, that really starts to happen and very much kicks in. Valerie, I love this. I love lottery tickets in the stockings. Not winners yet. Not winners yet, but you never know. This very well might be the year. Christmas king cakes and Cajun Kringles are a must. I'm doing. I was holding this. Was waiting. Was one for you, Sue Passauer. There it is. That's it. Wait, I'm gonna do another one. Wait. Boom. Wait. Come on now. There it is. Sue Passauer. I came home today from running multitudes of errands this morning, and as I approached my door, I hear this sound, and I'm like, it sounds like angels singing, but I don't know why. And as I approached the stoop and my front door, there came a glow, as if like the Star of Bethlehem was there. And as I approached and looked down amidst all the Amazon boxes, because there it was, the Cajun Kringle. And you can ask my son who was with me. Like, this huge smile comes on my face. I was like, Nicholas, here, hold this. And I picked up the Cajun Kringle like it was baby Jesus himself. And I was so excited. I was like, I can't believe somebody sent me a Cajun Kringle, because I just forgot. I never would get one in time for Christmas. And it was all thanks to Sue Passauer. You are an amazing person, an amazing friend, even more so, an exceptional travel advisor with the Angels Are Singing Mouse Fan Travel as we speak. So thank you. Tomorrow's going to be a good day. Tomorrow's going to be a good day. Cup of coffee, Cajun Kringle. Oh, baby. Like, whew, I'm excited. I am excited. Lisa makes shepherd's pie on Christmas Eve. Wait a second. Ron Schneider. You're like, I know that name. Of course you know that name. Not just because he's incredibly handsome, one of the nicest guys in the world, but he is, and you will always be, the one and only original Dreamfinder. One, thank you for being here, brother. I hope you're having a good holiday season. He eats his stepkid's gingerbread house. Now, I'm not sure, Ron, if you're saying that they make it for you or they make it for themselves, and then when they're not looking, you eat their house. Because I'm sort of guessing it's more the latter than it is the former. I'm not sure they're actually gifting it to you as opposed to you just eating the house for them. Mia makes cinnamon rolls Christmas morning for breakfast. It's all about the food. Virginia ham, Christmas. I couldn't be Italian. I don't do fish. Okay, so Operation Christmas Child is an annual collection of shoe boxes with toys, clothes inside that are donated worldwide. It's part of the Billy Graham Foundation. I love that. I love that, Jeremy. I love giving to those not just that you know, but giving to those that need it most. That is the most important. Luis Ramos knows where to hit me, man. He hits me with the Red Diner in Woodbridge, New Jersey. Outdoor football game because it means so much to the nephew, right? That's it, Victor. The thing that your nephew is going to remember for the rest of his life and then pay forward to his kids is not the meal. It's not going to be the present. It's not going to be the Rock'em Sock'em Robots with a PlayStation 9 or what. He's going to remember playing football outside on Christmas. Jim O'Neill. And Jim O'Neill's last name is O'Neillo, right? Because it's a combination of Irish and Italian. Because Jim, I just said it. No meat and then sausage and peppers at midnight. Jim, I just bought the sausage today. Like, I felt like it was a passing of the torch. Like, me, actually, this is the first time I went out and bought the sausage. Usually, like, my mom would get it. She passed a few years ago. Or my wife would get it. Or, like, my brother or somebody would bring it over. Today, I was on the quest. And I found the sausage. And I feel as though, like, I earned my card today. I earned my card today when I got the sausage. So, and then Christmas Day, we got Tommy Cutlets. We got Tommy Cutlets and the Giants playing on Christmas Day. It's going to be a good. I saw a family weighing their Christmas lasagna on TikTok. Some of them were over 30 pounds. We too also do the Christmas lasagna. We do. I think this year we do like a seafood platter, like crab claws, and yes, we actually get sushi. We started doing that a couple of years ago. We ordered some sushi. We got crab claws, crab legs. God, I'm drawing a blank. A lot of cold seafood, a lot of charcuterie happening, a lot of like Italian meats and cheeses going on throughout the day. We do lasagna. I don't even know what else. Mom, I miss your artichokes. I'm just saying. Yeah, but there's going to be a lot of food happening there. French onion soup after midnight mass. Darlene, I love that. I love that a lot. So this is where my Catholic guilt comes in, because I always want to go to midnight mass, but we do like presents late at night. So I never went as a kid to midnight mass. It's always been a little bit of conflict. Kevin Shea. It's Kevin Sheo. Family Italian tradition for 150 plus. What? Do you really? We make homemade tortellines, like as in tortellinis. You make like the little tortellines by hand. Oh, you make the big tortellini are the little ones. Tortellines are the big ones. You eat them in chicken broth soup on Christmas Day with the entire family, right? Little chicken stock, a little bit of like shredded chicken in there too. I'm with you. And then like you make like a vat of it. You put it like in a kiln and just let it cook for days. And then you have leftovers for like 2 weeks. That's the way to do it. I love it. I love this. Matthew Woolley, you feel me, brother. You got the pinwheel sausage. You know what I'm talking about. Becky says, well, I have no idea how it became a thing, but my stepdad gives everyone a stack of scratch lotto tickets. We have scratch tickets over cinnamon rolls. You scratch your tickets over cinnamon rolls? Doesn't that affect the taste of your... I imagine you like scratching over the cinnamon rolls, but that's nice, right? If you're having some fun, you have a little laughs, a little cup of coffee, a little bit of cinnamon rolls, and if somebody wins, Yahtzee. It's even better. My Nana would mix the sausages into the gravy and the meatballs. Stephen Williams used to go into New York to see the tree and decorations and go home, open presents. Go to Louisiana with Mom on Christmas. Like, God bless you, my friend, for going into the city on Christmas to see the tree. I love it in theory, in actual practical execution, and trying to wade through that traffic just to get there or get back. As the Italians like to say, oy vey. That sounds crazy. I ate stromboli for Christmas. Oh, wait, I'm way behind. Betsy, what is my favorite grandmother memory? So my grandmother, I never knew my grandmother on my father's side, but my grandmother on my mother's side, little Italian woman. Gosh. So as I said that, I remember, and chances are if you have an Italian grandmother, she did or will do this for you one day. I remember like going there. We'd go every Sunday. We'd tackle the Belt Parkway. We'd go in. And then before I would leave, she'd go, Louis, come here. And she'd take a little thing. She goes, here, take this. And she'd stick like $1 or like $2 or $5, whatever, in your hand. I love that she used to like love to do that. Or you'd go there and she'd be like, are you hungry? No, we called her Mom. Mom, no, I'm good. Oh, good, you're not hungry? Sit down. And she'd put a plate of 6 pounds of spaghetti in front of you. Like, here, you're not hungry? Eat this. I was a very skinny kid. But Mom, look, you'd be so proud of me now. Look at me. It all kicked in. So, yeah, I remember just going there on Sunday and like huge plates of like meatballs, chicken cutlets, veal cutlets. I wish I loved artichokes back then as much as I love artichokes now. Diane, I am not a Philly guy. It sounds like I'm not well, first of all, let me be clear. I went to school in Philadelphia. I went to Villanova. I hate the Eagles with a passion. And I don't hate a lot of things, but the Eagles and bad people, like, I really don't like the Eagles a lot. But I think that there's a lot of traditions in the Northeast that all sort of bleed into each other. A lot of like Catholic Italian traditions. Cindy, I can easily answer. I regret not learning from my grandmother and my mother how to cook. I have this sort of deep desire to want to cook, but I don't cook. Did I just do this? Did I just give myself the thumbs up? Is that what's happening here? Wait. Oh, I did the fireworks again. Let's see. Heather says, I didn't understand as a kid why my grandmother used to get sad at Christmas time. I get it now. You know, it's a good sad, right? Like it's not like, you know, we're sad because we think about things that we miss or people that we miss. I miss simpler times. I miss people in my family that have passed on or they just don't talk to anymore for one reason or another. You know, every now, it was actually today I was looking for something in my photos and I had come across a directory of photos that I had scanned from my mother's house from years ago and pictures of me and my brother. If you got today's newsletter, that was one of the photos that I found of me and Santa Claus, who reminded me, he reminded me of somebody I knew. Anyway, where's Dad? Me and Santa Claus in 1974, and pictures of me and my brother and my cousins and things like that. And I was sad, but like I was happy. Like I was happy to see those pictures and have some of those memories and see, you know, my mom's house, my grandmother's house, and then see like my house as a kid and some of the decorations in the background. There was a picture of two of my cousins putting together remember sit and spin? It was like a big disc with like a pole in the middle and then a little disc, and you sat and you spun yourself around because that's what kids did for fun. And they were putting together the sit and spin, probably at 2:00 in the morning, waiting for the sausage to cook. Amanda's never had Cajun Kringle. So, you know, look what a king cake is, right? Like the round, the Cajun Kringle is this soft, like moist, like wonderfully doughy, like it's not cake, but it's like a pie thing. And the Cajun Kringle is covered with like pecans and like this like brown sugary cinnamony. I'm not even sure what's in it. I think it's just made with like angel tears, and so I'm not a sweets guy, but my God, the Cajun Kringle is something delicious. Yes, there's a lot of love, by the way, coming in for Dreamfinder as well. I mean, why should Ron's trying? We have to get together to have lunch again. Like it's been way too long. Jerry says, after we get back from the Christmas Eve service where I preach, thank you for what you do, we make homemade French fries. I love it. You don't really hear French fries being a Christmas. I dig that, man, right? Doing your own little, listen, if French fries and really any sort of fried potato was like healthy, I would look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I could eat potatoes all day, every day. You give me a good hash brown, whew, sweet Georgia brown, I'm with you. All right, let me catch up because I'm so far behind. So Richard said we decided to do something a little different this year since it's a crazy busy day. We ordered fried chicken from Publix to have on Christmas and a lot of finger foods just to graze throughout the day. Richard, that's the way to do it, man. Like that's like, again, it's something that we did as a kid. It just sort of happens organically in my house now. You just have food out in the kitchen. Nobody sits down and you just sort of graze. I don't even need a plate anymore. Like I would just rather like pick, like I like hit and go, just like move my way through the kitchen. And I would almost rather do that than sit down and have a full meal. And that's probably what we're going to do. So Christmas Eve, you know, I don't have a lot of family left. So my brother will come down. It'll be the six of us. And then Christmas Day, we have friends come over the house and we have all kinds of food and we play like Christmas games and we do white elephant exchange. But it's that. There's just sort of food out everywhere, and you just pick. You just sort of nosh. You're lagging or losing the feed. The internet today has not been awesome, so it could be that. Becky is craving lasagna. Becky, Deanna is making, I think she's making 2 pans of lasagna. I think she's making one for us to eat on Christmas, and I think she's making one, literally, I'm not kidding, she's making one just for Brad. Like, just to give Brad his own plate and pan of lasagna. So, I miss my grandma. Eggplant parm on Christmas. I had eggplant parm tonight. We ordered in because my daughter is having her friends here for their Christmas party. They're playing games. I did she recruited me to do the wrapping for the oven mitt game, and I made it as challenging as I possibly could. And I love the fact, you can't hear it, but I love, Lewis, you're an emotional wreck tonight. I love that, right? You can't hear it, but the laughter and the sounds of like kids in my house, they're not kids anymore. I know that they're 20 and they're all in college, but like they come here and my home is, my home is the place that they all feel comfortable and that they all want to gather together, and there's just food out. It's simple, like unadulterated fun. Like they're playing games and everybody brings like cookies and stuff over. Like they have a gingerbread house designing contest. And a lot of theater kids downstairs. So there's like these wonderfully like dramatic and well like put together gingerbread houses. But I love that. And I understand now like what my parents probably felt and what my parents probably meant. I get it. You guys were right all along. So, Mary Wells, you do need to order Cajun Kringle. It's from Haydell's Bakery, Haydels Bakery in New Orleans. I think it's the only place that you can get them. It's the only place I've ever ordered from. They are remarkably good. They're a little pricey. The prices have gone up over the last few years. It is absolutely worth it. I promise you. Like, it will change your life. It's that good. But what you do is once you get it home, they give you chicory coffee. So you make your chicory coffee. You cut yourself a little piece, like a little piece of the Cajun. Cajun Kringle is about this wide around, like it's huge. Cut yourself a little piece, about this big, a little bit larger than the size of your head. Put it in the microwave, I'm not kidding, for 11 seconds. I have found, through trial and error, the sweet spot, 11 section. It's the perfect, you take that out, you get your little coffee, you sit down. I promise you, no matter what Aunt Edna decides to fight about at dinner that night, you're going to have a good day because you started your day off with the Cajun Kringle. Sue told me I'm missing that time with her extended family. I know it. I feel it. I get it. She says, "You're trying to make me cry. You're a dad who misses your kids and loves joyful houses." Crystal, I've become hyper aware of silence, right? So I work in silence. I work in dead silence when I'm home. No music, no headphones, no nothing on in the background, unless I'm like, if I need to change a pace or my back is killing me, like I'll sit on the couch and just answer emails. But I work in silence. But when the kids aren't home, when they're both away at school, it's more silent. I don't know how to say it. I know that doesn't make any sense. It makes literal no sense whatsoever, right? Silence is silence. But I miss that, it's 2:30 or 3 o'clock. It's time to pick them up, or somebody's going to be home, or I'm going to go get coffee with my son. And it's more, so having that, just knowing that they're here, hearing a little bit of background noise, or my son in his room, or my daughter, whatever, it may, even if they're just doing their own thing, because they're 20 and 18 and they're doing their own thing, I get it. But just their presence in the house makes all the difference. I'm sorry. I'm very, very, very like stupid and weepy tonight. I'm going to move on very quickly. Thank you, Sue. HaydellsBakery.com for those that need it. Trust me, you need it. And this is not sponsored by Haydell's Bakery, but it could be, because it is actually that good. So, all right, let's get off the sad, sappy, emotional. What holiday movie is a must? No, we talked about this already. No, we didn't. We just talked about Muppet Christmas. Forget about that. Wait, forget that. What is What's your holiday song? What is your Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, whatever, or Festivus? What is your holiday song? What is the one that that gets you every time, that gets you in the mood, that you sing along in your car or the shower or Christmas caroling out, about town? What song is it? Yes, Tracy. Tracy, I've known you probably longer than 99% of the people in this room tonight. You knew my kids when they were in strollers. You knew both my kids when they were in strollers. We probably met in 2005. Yeah, my kids were in strollers back then. So it looks like I'm getting some. Yes, it looks like I'm getting some delay on the signal. My internet, unfortunately, has not been awesome today, so hopefully this is coming back. Yes, Tracy, we do need to catch up. Betsy Parkas, you are very poetic. The silence is deafening as it echoes around your heart. I know exactly what you mean. But it's why, whether you have kids, loved ones, close family, extended family, family that is your friends, like, to spend meaningful time with them while you can, because you just don't know when you won't have it anymore. Like, I am sure for many of us, if we could ask for one thing for Christmas, you're like, oh, 5 more minutes with my mom, another day with my dad, something with, so not to be morbid or anything like that, but this holiday season, like, just enjoy the moments that you have with the people that you have around you, whether you love them or just like them a little bit. So what is your song? Kenneth Puccia, I'll Be Home for Christmas. Ashley Scarpa, I love the Home Alone soundtrack. It's a great answer as well. I think I was born in the wrong generation. I love the classic music from the 30s and the 40s and the 50s. Yes, there's some modern stuff that I like a little bit, but that really is the music that gets me. And some of the classical, not classic, but actual classical Christmas music. However, and I was trying to explain this. I think we were on the river cruise, and it might have been when we were visiting one of the churches. Yes, I know, an emotional wreck, whatever. You want to make me cry? You give me a children's choir singing Christmas carols? Man, I am toast. I am toast. Even in, like Home Alone, and they're in that scene in the church, and the kids are singing and Carol the Bells. I'm a goner. I'm a goner, man. There's nothing more beautiful than a choir of children singing Christmas carols. Like, it gets me every single time. Carol of the Bells, Melissa, I'm with you. I love Trans-Siberian is a great version of Carol of the Bells and a great arrangement of it. But I think Carol of the Bells is one of the most beautiful Christmas songs, just period. R2D2, we wish you a Merry Christmas. Hey, whatever works. Oh, Holy Night, 12 Days of Christmas, I'll Be Home for Christmas, Wizards and Wintered, Silent Night, The Christmas Waltz, Tom Frey, that's also another great one as well. I also like some of the old crooners. Give me like a Bing Crosby, give me a Frank, give me a Dean. Even like the music was simpler back then. That's Oh Holy Night. That'll get you, right? But I'm super picky now that I've heard the operatic soprano in my church choir sing it. She's spoiled me forever. When someone is able, who's given the gift of the instrument of their voice, is able to leverage that God-given talent and sing the way they were supposed to sing, you're right. Sometimes there's nothing more beautiful than that, right? Paul, you get me, man. Dean Martin, Perry Como singing Christmas songs. The purity of Betsy Parkhurst. What do you do for a living? And if it's not, I am a poet or a writer, then you're in the wrong profession. The purity of children's voices is like an angel from heaven. And now, look, I'm not sure if you're getting that off of ChatGPT or if you're getting it from in a Hallmark card, but you are. It is beautiful. It is beautiful once again. The Candlelight Carol Catherine, you want to watch me cry? Come take me to Candlelight Processional at Walt Disney World. There's a couple of songs in there that will get me every time. And sometimes I'm embarrassed because if I'm with somebody, I don't want to start, but I have to sort of like look away because I will literally have tears streaming down my face. But that's what music is supposed to do. It's supposed to elicit that type of emotional response. Andy Williams, Kenneth, I'm with you, man. I'm with you about Kenneth Williams. So Betsy is a pastor and a writer. I would love to hear what you have to say in church one day. King Country, the Little Drummer Boy. Little Drummer Boy, when I was a kid, I remember that song used to make me sad. I don't know why. Like I'm hearing the version that I knew as a kid, and I don't know who sings it, but it used to make me so sad. And I had a tough time watching like Little Drummer Boy, the Rankin Bass, which you can't find anymore, right? They don't show it anymore. Crystal Steers, that's it. Hallelujah in Candlelight Processional. Whew, man, tearjerker. I didn't get to go this year. I did not get to see Candlelight at all this year, and I'm disappointed that I wasn't able to go. Watching it on a video will never replace seeing it in person. So, what about? So we were talking about this earlier. What about a holiday scent? Right, we were talking about sort of smelling something, cooking. What about holiday scents? Right, I love. So I have not a candle, a wax melt, right, in my room right now that has this sort of scented pine scent to it, and it's almost like a pine and like a maple, there's a sweetness to it. What holiday scent reminds you, what scent sort of reminds you of the holidays the most? Or what scent do you love having in your house the most? Is it the smell of a real Christmas tree? Right? Is it the smell of pine needles? Is it the smell of mulled wine, which we smelled a lot in our Danube River cruise? Is it peppermint? Is it gingerbread? Is it something else? Is there some other scent that sort of reminds you of the holidays the most? Look, and it could be your, peppermint mocha latte frappuccino from Starbucks, whatever it might be. But what is that scent that reminds you of the holidays? Mary, did you know? That's a moving one. That's a good one, Mary. Oranges and cinnamon. Sue, I'm with you with Christmas trees, mulling cider, gingerbread. I do love the smell of gingerbread. One of my daughter's friends made this huge. My daughter, I take that back. My daughter made gingerbread cookies from scratch. God bless you, Marion. She made gingerbread cookies from scratch, and then one of her other friends made this other. They're more like ginger snaps almost. I like them a little softer. I like the soft gingerbread cookies. The smell of Christmas trees, the smell of pine trees, gingerbread, peppermint, cinnamon, not all at once. Cinnamon, pine needles, apple cider, Allison. Last year somebody turned me on, and you can find it on Amazon. There's an apple cider hot tea, which is lovely. And I think that may be what I have tonight. I think I'm going to treat myself, sort of our post-Christmas party treat. The kids are going to be downstairs. I'm going to go down, make myself a cup, maybe call it an early night, and just, who am I kidding? I'm going to bring my laptop into bed, and I'm going to answer emails. But metaphorically, I'm going to call it an early night and just sit in bed and have some apple cider tea. Kevin Lively, I missed a fresh Christmas tree smell. The kid has an allergy to pine. I'm sorry, man. sometimes it's hard to navigate that. We've had a fake tree for the last couple of years, but I miss that. Also, if your child is allergic, I don't know, but I just found on Amazon, it came in today, and I'm gonna have to hang them on. There's these little sticks. There's like these pine scented sticks that you can hang on the tree that I'm going to put on tonight to see. They smell just like real pine. And I'm going to hang them on the tree and see if it works, because I do like sort of coming downstairs and having that scent of pine and the pine needles on the tree. Cinnamon, a lot of pine, cider, cinnamon, Becky, the eggnog latte. Lou, you need ginger snaps. Do you want me to send you some? Listen, Crystal, I will never, ever refuse food, especially when it is in the form of ginger snap. So Heather says, my house smells like cookies today. There's nothing better than that, right? When your house is filled with like laughter and that cacophonous sound that I'm hearing from downstairs of just these kids laughing, right? That mixed with the smell of cookies, cinnamon, coffee, pine needles, peppermint, whatever it is, like that's the recipe, right? That's what this is all about, right? These are the things that we're going to remember. I can't tell you what, I got or gave for Christmas last year. I can tell you what I gave. I don't remember what I got. But I remember like the smells of my house. I remember the smells of my mother's house and my grandmother's house. So what is the brand on that tea? I don't think it's Twinings. I have to go down and look. Let me see. Wait a minute. I might even be able to tell you. Hang on one second. I'm going to do a quick search here. I think. I don't know if I can. Wait a minute. I take that back. It's the Republic of Tea. It is the Republic of Tea hot apple cider tea, 36 tea bags in a tin, and it's caffeine free for those of you who want. Yes, it's the Herbs of Autumn, a caffeine-free blend of apples, cinnamon, clove, and natural flavor. Please use my Amazon affiliate link. I'm only kidding. I don't have one to give you, but let's see. Heather says, my house has smelled like gingerbread for a month. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I have a nice apple tea called Happy from Tea Pigs. And now I'm going to look up Tea Pigs on Amazon. What is this going to give me if I do a search for Tea Pigs? My search history is, there it is. Tea Pigs, English breakfast black tea, peppermint tea, snooze and sleepy tea. Licorice and peppermint tea? What? Oh, Darjeeling tea. I don't see the apple tea. Green tea with mint. Oh, this looks lovely, Kevin Lively. By the way, go check out Kevin's Instagram at Livelyland. Livelyland? I always get confused, Kevin. He's Kevin Lively on Instagram. Again, good people doing great things, remarkably talented, by the way. And, if you're attending, by the way, before I forget, if you happen to be attending our, nope, that's it. That's not it. Well, I'll find it at the end. If you are attending, wait, I might be able to find it right now. Hang on, let me do this. And if you are attending, where is it? There it is. If you are attending our Dream Team Luncheon Auction on Saturday, January 6th, there are just a few tickets left. You never know what sort of items may have been donated by some folks who are here that may be up on the auction block to benefit Make-A-Wish Foundation. So there you go. Peppermint tea is good for digestion. Yes, Crystal, I am on ice shopping. I love tea. There's an apple cinnamon tea, 15 bags. Oh, there it is. Bloop. That's it. And it added to cart. Usually ships within 6 to 7 days. What? It's fine. I can wait. So I know who to blame if I get lots of ads for tea now. Well, there you go. Listen, it's all right. So last question. What's your favorite holiday drink? what do you like to drink around the holidays? We've talked about some of the foods that we like to eat, some of the things that we cook, some of the scents that we like to have around the house. What do you like to drink around the holidays? For me, as of tonight, it might be apple cinnamon tea, because that is what I'm looking forward to trying. I'm not a big eggnog guy. I'm not a big drinker, really, in terms of like alcohol and stuff like that. But for those of you who can't make it to the auction, I am going to work on an online auction for later in the year. So stay tuned. And it looks like I'm having internet issues. Somebody's having. There's also 20 kids downstairs who are probably all on their phones at the exact same time. So it could be that as well. So I'll post some of these questions over in the clubhouse. But I want to just give you a couple of quick little reminders. Again, just about our Dream Team lunch and auction on Saturday, January 6th. You can get your tickets at www.com/dreamteamlunch. This lunch, this show, our events, our cruises don't happen without our friends over at Mouse Fan Travel. You can visit them over at Mouse Fan Travel. Listen, if you're coming to Walt Disney World in 2024, if you're going on a Disney cruise, if you're going on any cruise, if you're going to any destination, Becky, you've seen that Sue and Lori and some of the other Mouse Fan Travel advisors, I think there was maybe 5 or 6 Mouse Fan Travel advisors were in the box tonight. They can help you plan, prepare, answer all your questions, and all of their services come at no cost to you. It's like having your best friend, your closest family member who just happens to be an expert on all things travel, advocate for you and help you by visiting mousefantravel.com. And I promise they will take care of you, which is why we have partnered and why I've been trust them and why I've used them for 17 plus years. And there's no end in sight. Speaking of other events coming up, don't forget we have our Halloween on the High Seas cruise coming up October next year. Our cruise on the Treasure coming up in February 2025. You can learn more and get a quote for either or both of these by going to www.com/cruises. This is our final show before the celebration of Christmas. I know many of you have celebrated Hanukkah this past week. Whatever it is that you are celebrating this season, even if it's just the season. I said this in the newsletter earlier, but in the season of giving, I want you to know, whether you realize it or not, just how much and what you have done and what you have given to me, and by extension, the people around me, my immediate family, my extended family in the clubhouse. This all happens thanks to you and your love and your support and your friendship. And sometimes I think we don't know the impact we have on others. But I want you to know that your friendship means more than you might know to me and all of the other people that you impact. So this is for you. Wait, see, there it is. That is for you. I wish you the happiest of holidays, the merriest of Christmases. No matter how you spend it or who you spend it with, know that there is at least one person here in Orlando, Florida, that loves you, that appreciates you, and if there's ever anything that you need, is here for you to be able to help. I am grateful to you and for you and for the family and the love that you have given me. So have a very happy, a very safe, and a very delicious holiday this year. And I will see you. I'll see you one more time before the new year kicks off, and what I hope and believe and pray is going to be our best year ever. So I love you. Merry Christmas.